So right now, a team of actual scientists is warning that the moon may be serving as a secret alien base, after they say they recorded a fleet of more than 20 UFOs moving across the lunar surface. And this isn't coming from a random social media account. It's coming from researchers at a national astronomical observatory in a written study, with footage they claim was captured through a telescope with a high-speed camera. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they claim to have seen, the numbers they published, which are honestly stranger than the headline, and the questions any serious investigator would ask before believing a word of it. If you appreciate this type of content, hit that like button, and let's get into it. All right, so here's where this story actually comes from. A trio of researchers at Ukraine's main astronomical observatory, Boris Zhilyev, Vladimir Petukov, and Sergei Pokvala, released a study titled UFO Dynamics on the Moon. Their equipment was a telescope fitted with a high-speed camera, set up in Vinarivka, a small village in the Kyiv region. And over 2 observation windows about a year ago, they say that camera caught something it was never supposed to catch. More than 20 unidentified objects recorded near and across the face of the moon. And the researchers didn't hedge. In their report, they wrote, quote, "We believe that the moon serves as a base for UFOs." They went further, describing what they observed as intelligent behavior and suggesting these objects belong to a technologically advanced civilization that is not human. They even claimed these objects could make the trip from the moon to Earth in roughly 20 minutes, where they would show up in our skies as the UAP phenomena people keep reporting. Now that's the headline, but the details in the study are where this gets genuinely strange. The researchers split what they saw into 2 categories. The first they called atmospheric UFOs. These were the ones that didn't move, or more accurately, they moved in perfect sync with the moon itself, as if they were anchored to it. The team described them as very impressive in size. And here's the eerie part. These objects pulsed, rapid flashes of light, each one lasting between 1/10 and 1/2 of a second, with brightness rising and falling in a rhythm. And according to the report, 2 of these objects, believed to be hundreds of miles apart, flashed in unison, at the same time, as if they were coordinated, as if something was signaling. And if you're finding this as fascinating as I am, do me a favor. Drop a comment below with your honest read, signal, glitch, or something else entirely. I read every comment, and the best theories might shape a follow-up video. Now, the second category is where the numbers get almost absurd. The researchers called these continental UFOs, disc-shaped objects that appeared to race across the moon's surface. Their estimated sizes, roughly 25 to 40 kilometers in diameter. To put that in perspective, that's an object wider than some entire cities, moving across another world. One of them reportedly covered nearly 14 miles of distance at a speed of 4.1 miles per second. And then there were the rings. In a separate observation, the team says enormous ring-shaped objects appeared against the daytime sky. They were almost invisible. The researchers only found them after enhancing the footage with false color. And these rings, according to the study, didn't emit light at all. They absorbed it. Nearly all of the radiation striking them swallowed. The team estimated the rings at roughly 22 miles across, rotating once every 3 minutes, traveling at 6.8 miles per second, and generating centrifugal force more than twice as strong as Earth's gravity. The report described the objects as having unprecedented sizes and unprecedented velocities. One aerospace executive who reviewed the findings told the researchers that no nation on Earth has a propulsion system like this, that the physics involved sit outside anything we currently accept. So, case closed? Alien base confirmed? Not so fast. Because this is the part of the investigation where we have to be honest with ourselves. Here's what the study is not. It is not peer-reviewed. No independent team has confirmed these observations. No second observatory in any other country has published matching footage of a fleet of 20-mile-wide objects over the moon. And that matters, because thousands of telescopes, amateur and professional, watch the moon every single night. Objects that large and that bright should not be a secret only one camera in one village ever caught. and investigators would ask harder questions still. High-speed cameras pointed at the moon can pick up things much closer to home: satellites, debris, birds, even insects crossing the lens, all of which can look like impossible objects at impossible speeds when your brain assumes they're 240,000 miles away. False color enhancement, the very technique that revealed the rings, can also manufacture artifacts that were never really there. None of that proves the researchers are wrong, but it means the evidence, as it stands, cannot carry the weight of the conclusion. And that's the real lesson here. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and the gap between the two is exactly where mysteries like this one live. If that gap is where your curiosity lives too, if you're fascinated by the mysteries of history, archaeology, and the science behind the world's greatest discoveries, subscribe to ConsciScience and join thousands of curious minds uncovering the truth, one mystery at a time. That subscription genuinely decides which mysteries we get to investigate next. So here's my verdict. What would proof actually look like? Independent confirmation from a second observatory. Raw, unenhanced footage released for public analysis. Peer review that survives scrutiny. Until then, this remains one of the most detailed and most confounding lunar anomaly claims ever put on paper by working astronomers. Either 3 researchers misread their own camera, or the moon has been keeping a secret in plain sight. And if you want to go deeper into what governments themselves have admitted about objects in our skies, I actually made a video on that. And you can check it out by clicking the videos on the screen.